Hello guys, welcome to this new video in which I'm going to explain pthread exit and pthread join. So let's get started. Pthread exit is a function that terminates the calling thread and returns a value via retval. That is, if the thread is joinable, it returns the value to another thread in the same process that calls pthread join. And on the other hand, pthread join waits for the thread specified by the thread to terminate, and if the thread has terminated, pthread join returns immediately. And if its retval is not null, then it will return the exit status of the target thread. Okay, so let me show you how this is done. In the main function here, I created a thread, and I created a variable whose type is pthread_t, which stores the ID of that thread, but actually the thread is created here using this function from the POSIX library, and I give it the memory address of where I want to store that ID, and here I go with the default thread attributes, and this is the routine I want to execute, and I don't want to pass it any parameters. Alright, and now this routine here has a local variable 42, which I want it to be the return value or the exit status, and I'm returning that using pthread exit. Okay, so what pthread join does is that it returns this status of that ID. So if here I don't put null, I'm gonna return what I pass into here. All right, and I want that to be stored in this variable. And so I wrote my code, and I want that thread to just return the number 42 for me, and it would be passed in. And then this here will collect it, and it's supposed to be printing 42 for me. So let's run it. It's not printing anything. Why is that? So you see guys, it's not because the thread has the return as a local variable on its stack. And once the thread exits, all this stack space will be deallocated, so I will no longer have the reference to that variable. And therefore, when I try to execute this program, it's gonna have unpredictable behavior because I know I can no longer access that memory location. So instead of defining the variable on the stack here, where it's going to be deallocated exactly when pthread exit is called and my thread exits, I'm gonna need a way to keep it, and therefore I'm gonna allocate. I'm gonna store that value on the heap, and so the heap is common to all threads. So when the stack is deallocated and no longer exists when my thread finishes, I could still find that value on the heap. But in order to get the value from the heap, or in order to store anything on the heap, you've got to allocate some memory for it. So instead of having ret as a local variable, I'm gonna have it as an int pointer, and it's gonna be on the heap. So I will allocate an integer, so size of int, and the malloc function, which allocates memory, returns a void pointer, and so I need to cast that into an int pointer. Okay, and now I want the value stored in this ret to be 42, and I'm gonna send this pointer as a pointer. All right, now now this variable over here stores the pointer, And if I want to print it, I just need to cast that into an end pointer and then use the dereferencing operator to get the value of 42. Alright? Now let's try and run this program, gcc oa example6.c, and don't forget the LP thread. Did I not save it? Oh, by the way, you've got to include here and header in order to allocate memory, and it's called include malloc.h exactly. Okay, let's try compiling again. And voila, we've got the 42 here. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.